Married folks, is a little contentment a part of all relationships? I, a 28 female, am in a happy relationship with my partner, 27-year-old male.
Roger.
But I can't stop thinking about what else might be out there.
Well, what the fuck?
I'm in a 3-year relationship, have been living with my boyfriend for 2 years. We have had big fights that led us to taking short breaks in the relationship, 3 in the last 3 years. But the last
Take
one...
a little break every year? That's a fun activity.
Mm-hmm. But the last one was about a year ago now. So let me pause that. I feel like every relationship gets into like one really big fight a year. No?
Dude, yeah. And I think there's a science behind it. Dude, I am going to butcher this, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But I took this course at Fairfield that was like human sexuality course. Human sexuality course. And our teacher, one of the first days, drew like a circle on the board. And she was like, this is like the first quarter of the relationship is this. And then it gets to the halfway point, and this is when this starts happening. And then this is like 75%, and that's when this starts happening. And you play it out in like every relationship you've ever been. Like, oh, by the 3-month mark, this happens. And then, you know, whatever, 10-month mark, you get into like your first real big fight or something like that. And it applied to so many of the situations that I had been in. I was like, oh, this is fascinating. I hope I remember it forever.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of like really good, solid relationships, I feel like there's always like at least one big blowout a year. You know, I think it's in the way that you argue is what is important. Because I don't think that taking a break is necessarily like taking a break as in like, okay, let me get out of the house for a minute and we'll pause this for a moment and come back to it.
You know what's interesting? It's like what happens in the break. Do you solve the problem, or do you just not see you fuck other people for 2 months while your problem is still your problem and you never really solve it? It's like, word?
What? I love him. He's my best friend. I'm starting to get to a point where it's hard to imagine life without him. Throughout the last year, we've begun to talk about what it'd be like to start a family together. We adopted cats, got domestic. And yet, for the last few months, I've thought about wanting to be single all the time. I wish I knew why. I wish I could tell whether it's circumstantial or par for the course in any relationship, i.e. wanting to pursue connection with someone else, longing for more hours in my day, or whether it's the sign of a deeper problem in our relationship.
I'll say this. There's never been a part of mine and yours relationship, and there's probably a better way to say that I've wanted to be single.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's like sometimes you get nostalgic for the time in your life where you meet someone and there's a spark, and like that's just an interesting like human connection thing. But it was never enough to be like I wouldn't want to be with you.
Yeah, no.
I never wanted to be single after I met you.
Yeah.
So maybe the breaks and maybe not fully dealing with whatever issue caused the break, plus having feelings of wanting to be single.
I guess you end up like longing for, you know, a crush again or something, you know? But I also feel like, you know, serious relationships are always going to go through peaks and valleys, right? They have to in order to grow. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's no truer thing for me in a relationship at all. But you tend to like find things in your partner that you crush on like all over again. Like you walked into the house today after golf and I gave him the up and down.
You did give me the up and down.
He looked hot. Walked in. He was kind of sweaty from golf.
Hell yeah.
Cute ass golf clothes.
I'm not afraid to get sweaty in golf.
Shirt tucked in. I was like, oh damn.
I had just gone to the bathroom. I didn't know my shirt was tucked in. Probably half tucked. So.
But yeah. So I think if you're looking to crush on something elsewhere, find it at home first before you try and do something outside of the house.
Roger.
I'm almost 30 and want a family. I know I still have time, but if we're going to part ways, I'd rather not drag it out indefinitely. I feel like this person is already like halfway out the door.
It's halfway out, but also very comfortable and knows that the person they have is probably a catch and doesn't want to make the wrong choice. Because that's that time. 30 is when you like start to feel old and that you have to do all these fucking things, even more so than like your late 20s. You're like, oh, I'm 30. I gotta fucking, if I'm not married within the next 5 years, I'm a broken piece of shit.
Nah.
But that's what people think.
Yeah.
You know, that's what people on the track think.
It's, don't stay in something that's not healthy.
No.
I think at that point in your life, you're trying to, 28-year-old female, 28-year-old or a 27-year-old male. I know that when I was in my late 20s, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
You know? And I met you in my late 20s, right? I met you when I was 27 or 26, going on the summer of 26. And I wasn't really sure what I was doing. It had been a long time since I had been in a serious relationship. I wanted something serious. I knew that, you know, my career was my career and it was going to continue to be my career and it was lucrative and I had a really great time, you know, at work and all of that. I was able to build a great clientele. I was busy, you know. I was also bartending a couple nights a week, having fun, living it up is what I was doing when I was 27 years old. And I know that it is a time in your life where you're just like, shit, what am I doing? I'm almost 30. Where am I going? Am I going to have kids? Am I going to do all of these things? And, you know, it's okay not to have those answers, but it's also okay to kind of, I guess, question what it is, you know, like what is it about this person that is keeping me? Am I wasting my time? Am I not wasting my time?
Some people are great and you just don't jive with them. And it doesn't mean some people are almost it for you.
Yeah.
And they can be great, but a little bit wrong. And if something's not there, then it's not there. Don't feel guilty about it.